Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. Right, what's up? Happy Friday, guys. Welcome to Troubled Minds News. I am your host, Michael Strange, and we have an odd lighting problem today. I think it's because the light, it's so damn bright outside. Yeah, hell yeah. Double hell yeah. What's up, guys? This is the show where we talk about the news. We have another show, of course, called Troubled Minds Radio, and we talk about all the other things, the conspiracy stuff, of course, the aliens and the UFOs and all the paranormal. We've done more paranormal shows recently, and I think it's good. I think it's good to think about those things and talk about those things. But this show is really spawned off of Troubled Minds. I've been going through some of our old Troubled Minds actual shows, and it appears that there's a lot that haven't really hit the news wires yet, or I mean the RSS feed, for instance, meaning to the podcast. So I'm going through some of the old shows, and there's pretty extensive news segments in some of those things, and that's why we broke all of this off and made this its own kind of show, because the news was really just taking over the other show. And you can't take away from the aliens, or you know what happens. Everybody, there's like a revolt, right? You can't do that. You can't steal from the aliens. So we made this show, Troubled Minds News. It started first as conspiracy news with Michael Strange, and now instead, well, everything's under one brand, and it's Troubled Minds News. So the old joke was that the conspiracy is the news. And that's true. That's very true, I think, because for not just for one reason, for a number of reasons, of course, because of all the money behind it, because of all the everything is politicized in the news, and the way this that's the way this goes, right? So we kind of look at the news cycle and really try and pick out the propaganda and the conspiracy, because guess what? Like I've always said, conspiracies are everywhere, all right? Everywhere. However, everything is not a conspiracy, and so that's where the conversation comes in, and that's where we talk about this stuff. So, also, by the way, this show's live. We do this show live all the time, and it's always been live. It'll always be live. If you want to be part of the show, give us a call. We've got a phone number running, 702-957-1037. You can also join the show using Discord at troubledminds.org, and just click the Discord link right there on top. You cannot miss it, and I think that's the brief. That's the brief of what this show is all about. So, if, like I said, we always have new folks coming in and finding us. So now you know. So let's get to the news, shall we? All kinds of interesting stuff out there. Not only have I been paying attention to the news, like always, watching for paranormal and alien news and stuff like that, there's all kinds of normal news that we really haven't talked about too much, because it's been washed out of news cycles by the stuff that we usually cover, of course, which is what? Yeah, that's right. UFOs, aliens, all the other good stuff, right? So here we go. Let's start with this. This is from USA Today. And I know many of you have seen this, and it's been in the news, and, this is not something new to you guys, but it is horrific, and I think worth mentioning that, leaving governments to deal with these sorts of things is, who knows what happened with this, corruption, or who knows whatever. But anyway, this is from USA Today. Engineers ponder what comes next as they seek to avoid another condo collapse in Florida. And if you guys have been paying any attention at all, you'll have noted that an entire condo complex has collapsed in Florida, and there's like 150 people missing, and now I think 20 confirmed dead. Talk about horrific. Imagine just doing your thing. Imagine like this, doing a show like this in a condo, and then bam, everything collapses. I mean, just awful news here. So now it's kind of looking like people knew about this in the city. So here's your conspiracy, right? It looks like people, like some of these people that are supposed to come around and do inspections, right, and make sure that everything's all fine and well and dandy, gave this the thumbs up and said it was okay, and they didn't need to evacuate or anything. And then of course it fell, and yeah, terrible. So here we go. Straight from the article. Perhaps it was a fatal flaw in the pool deck that over decades weakened a supporting concrete slab, or a rising sea that drove corrosive salt water against critical columns in the lower level garage. So they're saying they don't even know what it is yet, what caused this. I've seen all kinds of reports ranging from a makeshift pool in a penthouse that collapsed to people not just ignoring it for whatever reason, right? So let's continue. Maybe concrete throughout the building had been poured too thin to protect reinforcing steel, or condo owners and town officials hoped for the best when they should have prepared for the worst. In the days since the June 24th collapse of the Champlain Towers South condominium near Miami, victims, families, and a shocked nation have pondered those theories and others in a vain search for an answer to the same desperate question. What happened? What happened? Because clearly, if they didn't know this was coming, and it's some sort of thing like they're suggesting, there could be others. And this is not good. This is not good. This looks like a bomb went off. Look at the photograph there. This is horrific stuff. And what the hell's going on with this? I have no idea. They're still trying to figure it out. But it seems to suggest from some of the initial media reports that this is due to people dropping the ball. People that should have noticed this and did not, because they've got footage of a guy that was in the basement several days prior to the collapse, and actual photographs he took, and there's like water leaking into the basement from somewhere, and clear collapse of like concrete happening like before your very eyes type thing. So I mean, if he saw that and said anything to anybody, there's a problem. There's a definite problem here. Awful stuff. What's up, guys? What's up? Thanks for showing up. I see you there in the chat. How are you? What's up, Stinky Carnival? Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. What's up, guys? Just talking about the news here on Twitch with well, you know the deal. You guys know the drill. You guys know the drill. This is Troubled Minds News, and we're talking about that condo collapse right now. So who knows what actually caused this? They're still throwing out all kinds of theories and whatnot, but it comes down to a couple things to me, of course. Corruption, incompetence, and all the things that make a good conspiracy, right? And unfortunately, when you're talking conspiracy, the incompetence here is the part that's tragic, right? Is probably what caused this to happen. And if it's happening in one part of Miami, it's happening in another part of Miami. And what can you do? What can you do about that? I don't know. It's awful, horrific. Like I said, over, what is this? 18 confirmed dead, now 20 confirmed dead, over 150 people missing in this thing. Like, that's how awful this is. So in any case, I just wanted to point this out that notably it's probably due to somebody screwing up somewhere along the line. And where that comes from, I have no idea. Of course, corruption, more incompetence, and all the rest of this. So I wanted to point this out just as something, because we haven't talked about this on the news show just yet. But if there's a more of a systemic cause in Florida, southern Florida there in Miami, then this could be the first of many, right? And that's tragic as hell. So, okay, so I want to point this out, because not only is this, part of the terrible stuff that's happening in this part of Miami, there's more conspiracy surrounding this particular incident, if you guys want some more conspiracy. So here we go. Now, it's been going around in conspiracy circles that the actual collapse of this condo building was due to a dead man switch by John McAfee. If you guys remember, John McAfee just recently offed himself, right? The suicide. The new thing is that what's his name? John McAfee didn't kill himself, right? Very much like the Epstein thing. So check this out. Now he had a tattoo on his arm that said whacked, WHAKD. It was $ WHAKD, whacked. And he had actually put on his Twitter in 2019 that he had terabytes of information that could out government officials for corruption and other things, right? So when just after his death was ruled a suicide, right? A suicide. This collapse happened, and so there were people saying that he owned one of the units in this condo, and the reason that it collapsed is because they were trying to cover up his dead man switch with this information that was supposedly in this tower. So we didn't really talk about this on any of the Troubled Mind shows, but yeah, whacked, right? So what's going on with this? I don't know. Other than when something comes out like that, to me, it's hard to believe because it's so convenient, right? It's like, all right, we have a dead man switch going on with John McAfee in prison in Spain, of all places, and then he's got a place in. I mean, he hasn't been to the United States in forever because he's on the lam. He's been wanted forever. So it doesn't make sense. Like, there's a lot of things that have plot holes in this regarding the conspiracy theory of John McAfee had a unit in this condo building, all right, and that's where he was hiding his dead man switch. Anyway, let's go to the article. This is again from USA Today. Fact check. Here they go with the famous fact checkers, right? No evidence John McAfee owned unit in partially collapsed Florida condo. So let's see. Conspiracy theorists are attempting to connect the death of antivirus software entrepreneur John McAfee to the Florida high-rise building that partially collapsed on June 24th. McAfee was found dead June 23rd, see, just the previous day, in a Spanish prison where he was awaiting extradition to the United States on criminal tax evasion charges. He was 75 years old. The next day, a condominium in Surfside, Florida, collapsed, resulting in at least 4 deaths and more than 150 people missing, as we just described there. The two events are unrelated, but some social media users say there's a nefarious connection. Quote, John McAfee owned a unit at the building that collapsed. The address of the building was 877 Collins Avenue South, reads a text in a June 25th Instagram post. Below the text is a screenshot of a purported June 8th tweet from McAfee that reads, if anything ever happens to me, please know that the 31 terabytes of files I have are located on hard drives in my condo near 88th Street and Collins Avenue, just north of Miami Beach. Now, of course, this is false. I mean, like I said, it doesn't make any sense at all that he would have a dead man switch in the United States, which he hadn't been to in forever. I don't know. Like I said, like I always say, there are conspiracies everywhere, but it doesn't mean everything's a conspiracy. And so this in particular, I have a hard time swallowing, only because the timing is so ridiculously convenient, right? He dies on the 23rd, on the 24th this thing collapses, and I'm not sure why people spread this stuff. I just don't know why people spread these things. I see you guys in the chat. What's up, guys? So I don't know. I mean, there's something weird about this. Are people trying to get clicks with these Instagram posts and things like this? I don't know. Like, if you're going to say something like this, don't Photoshop a tweet from this guy and, because I've seen his tweet where he claimed to have the 31 terabytes, and it was in 2019, and it had nothing to do with a condominium anywhere. It just said, I have the information and I will release it if something happens to me. And that was back in 2019. I saw that tweet. I've been following John McAfee on Twitter for a long time now, since he's been on the lam, and it's been a crazy wild ride, right? I mean, the guy's been all over the place. He was definitely an entertaining character, a little bit off the rails, but hey, who isn't, right? So anyway, you get my point. The conspiracy is, the theory is what they're saying is he had his dead man switch located in that condo, which of course would mean that it was not just an accident, it was a some sort of planned thing where they took down the condo to keep the information from getting out. Like I said, it's plot holes like crazy. The timing is way too suspicious and convenient, and I'm going to get, even though I hate fact checkers and I think they're a bunch of assholes, to be perfectly honest, and they're wrong a lot of times, I think in this case, from what I know, I haven't seen any other information that suggests this to be true. All right, if anybody has information that this may be true, let me know and I'll change my mind. But for right now, I think this is not. It's not a thing. This is not a thing. What's up, guys? I see you in the chat. How you guys doing? So, yeah, here's another one, too. That's a good question in the chat. So, one, do you think that McAfee killed himself, or was he offed? Was he actually $ whacked, as he suggested with the tattoo? And Ponderosa says, do you think that he's actually dead, or did Spain possibly fake the death and save him, maybe release him from prison? That's a good question, because he's actually escaped prison before. And so what about the ultimate prison escape would be, wink, wink, he died and then nobody's looking for him after that. So that's a good question. And I think it's valid because of that, because he has escaped prison before, and somebody with his resources should be able to buy their way out of almost anything, right? That's kind of why they have to have El Chapo in the United States prisons, because he just buys himself out of every other prison anywhere else. So yeah, it's a valid thought, definitely, for sure. So anyway, back to the conspiracy theory. Like I said, what do you guys think about this? I'm not the arbiter of truth. I'm not telling you what is and what isn't. I'm telling you what I think about this, and that's that. If the evidence comes to light that changes my mind about this, I'll let you know and we'll talk about it. But I thought it was worth mentioning because it is a conspiracy show, and we talk about this type of stuff all the time. So there we go. There's the John McAfee conspiracy. All right. Now, notably, some other weird stuff happened surrounding the John McAfee death, which again, doesn't happen all the time, right? It doesn't happen all the time. So let's go to The Sun, thesun.com. This is the United States version of the tabloid, the great tabloid from the UK, but this is the US version. And now, this is the weird part about this. Just after he passed away, this type of weird shit started happening. So McAfee mystery. John McAfee contingency plan site appears for 2 days after his crypto whacked token climbs over 700% after suicide. Right? There's a lot there in that headline. Let's read this. So a number of conspiracies pop up all over the corners of the internet following McAfee's death in Spain, in which the officials say all signs pointed to suicide, of course. The Ethereum-based coin, his whacked coin, was trading less than a penny, but saw its price skyrocket 733% to just over 7 cents each. Simultaneously, a new site showing the whacked coin surfaced on the internet, blaring a message reading of McAfee's contingency plan with a secret countdown timer. The mysterious turn of events has done little to quench conspiracies regarding his death. The antivirus tycoon was found dead on June 23rd, like we said, blah, blah. And oddly enough, this website appeared for just 2 days and then went dark. So McAfee was found hanging in his cell, of course. Let's see. Before the site disappeared from the internet, though, which some had archived, the site was found at what does that say? BritBonglogPost.com, and showed a pop art drawing of McAfee. Let's check this out. Let's see if we can actually pull this up, because I haven't seen this site itself. Let's take a look. Is this the end of the world? Is this spyware? Is this going to eat my computer if I go to this archive of this website? Let's find out. Let's find out on a live stream of all times. All right, let's see. If this has been archived, we can take a look at this. I haven't seen this site. Yeah, sure enough. All right, there we go. Here's the actual archive if you guys want to check out the site itself. Yeah, we do call-ins. You want to be part of the show. 702-957-1037. You can also go to troubledminds.org and click the Discord link right on top. That's the official website, and invite to the Discord, so you can get on the show either way. So this is the weird part. Check this out. This is what the website looked like. Contingency plan activated, and something big big is coming, and had the countdown timer there. So then had the Etherscan token for the coin there, and whatever the hell's going on with it. I don't know. Like, what is this? Is this somebody's idea of a joke? And then this website came down. So I don't know. Contingency plan activated. That would suggest the terabytes are going to get released, right? That would suggest it. However, I don't know otherwise. I don't know what's going on with this, but interesting to note, all these things happening kind of in the same week to 10 days after McAfee, quote, offed himself, right? McAfee didn't kill himself is the new hashtag, I'm sure. Going to be rolling with that, right? Now, Epstein and McAfee are retired together somewhere. But anyway, you get the point. This is a little bit strange that all of these conspiracies swirling around this they are what they are, and it does seem suspicious, right? It's like he gets the tattoo. He's publicly tweeted, "If something happens to me, I didn't kill myself." His wife, now his widow, has come out and said that she actually doesn't think he's suicidal. I guess he spoke with his lawyer the morning of the day he passed, and his lawyer said there were absolutely no indications that anything was wrong with the man. He was still planning for the future of his legal defense. And so, I mean, those things, when you hear about people that are close to the guy, something's up. What's up, Two-Ply there says, wasn't he framed for murder? And there was that thing in Belize as well. Exactly. So he says he was framed, and that so his neighbor in Belize ended up dead, and he's saying that it was the government that actually framed him, trying to extort him for like a $3 million payout to fund something they had going on or something like this. So anyway, right, it's just like tons of intrigue with this guy. Very interesting character, like I said, and I don't know what to think. It definitely seems like that he died under suspicious circumstances for sure, and so not only that, he had a cellmate, which wasn't there, right? Of course, we don't see any footage of him killing himself, which of course you would expect in a prison, right? They got cameras all over the damn place, very much like the Epstein thing. So we'll find out as time the investigation proceeds or whatever is going on with this. But it does seem suspicious as hell how this kind of went down. So here we go. So here's the token and the rest of this stuff. This is from the news.bitcoin.com. I'm going to link this in the chat. You guys can take a look at this if you want to check my sources. As always, I'm not making this stuff up. It is what it is. Okay, so anyway, point being that a lot of intrigue with this John McAfee stuff, and if we hadn't really covered it yet, and it is a little late in the game, but sometimes it's good to wait and not jump on this stuff, or you become the conspiracy fearmonger. But oddly enough, he's got the WAC token and this website that suddenly appeared, the contingency plan activated. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I don't know what to think other than it seems odd. It seems steeped with intrigue, and here we are. All right, let's get off of McAfee and keep on trucking here. All right, so as you know me, I'm going to link my sources as we talk about these things, and let's go. By the way, if you want to be a part of the show, this is live, and we're taking phone calls. 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. It's a Las Vegas area code. If you don't like it and you're international, go to troubledminds.org, click the Discord link. Discord is free. It's a chat client. It's a voice client, and it is what it is. It's pretty cool stuff. So there we go. All right, let's continue, shall we? Let's get to this. Gizmodo reports this. Yep. CDC warns doctors about a mystery bacterial outbreak with no clear origin. Like, shit, here we go again, right? Every time I see, like in the old days before this COVID business, I'd see this and I'd just shrug my shoulders and go, who cares, right? I mean, not who cares, but let's keep an eye on this as it develops. But, whatevs. Kind of like the bird flu that hit every year in China, right? It was like, who cares? But now every time you see one of these things, it's like, oh, shit. Here we go again. As I choke on myself. All right. So anyway, here we go. It's unknown how 3 people in 3 states caught the often fatal tropical disease holy shit, how do I say this? Melioidosis, I think is how you say it, which isn't normally transmissible between humans. So here we go. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning doctors about a strange cluster of illness in 3 states caused by a rarely seen bacteria in the U.S., one that's killed at least one person and hospitalized hospitalized 2 others so far. The illness, called melioidosis, can be highly fatal. But highly fatal? Isn't fatal? Anyway, highly fatal, but it isn't normally considered contagious between people. Officials don't know how these victims contracted the bacteria, though the cases do seem to be connected. Since March 2021, the CDC announced in a health alert on Wednesday, at least 3 people in 3 non-adjacent states, Kansas, Texas, and Minnesota, are known to have contracted melioidosis. How the hell am I saying this right? Anybody know how to say this? Let's find out. Let's ask Microsoft Mike, because why not? AI is our friend until it comes to take over the world. Let's see how you actually say this word.
Since March 2021, the CDC announced in a health alert on Wednesday, at least 3 people in 3 non-adjacent states, Kansas, Texas, and Minnesota, are known to have contracted melioidosis.
Melioidosis. What did I tell you? It's melioidosis. Yeah, I kind of got it right. Anyway, the first victim, a man with pre-existing lung and liver issues, died 10 days into his hospitalization. The other 2, a woman and child, were identified in May. And while one patient has been discharged in a transitional care unit, the other remains hospitalized. Quote, the CDC is working with state health officials in Kansas, Texas, and Minnesota to investigate 3 cases, including 1 death of a rare but serious bacterial infection called melioidosis. There you go. So anyway, like I said, in the old days, I'd shrug this off and probably just go, look, another thing they're telling us is the end of the world. But in light of the current events, I think that this is one we probably should pay attention to, just in case. And just in case it's a gain of function exercise, let's say, and somebody's testing this out on the general populace. I'm not sure why they would, because that's just a horrific thing to do. But, this is a conspiracy show after all. All right, what time do we have? I think we're good, actually. Let's no, we're good. Let's get a quick word from our sponsor, which is you, of course. If you guys want to help support the show, this is how you can do it. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the 2 accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. All right. Let's go back to what we were doing here. Thanks for bearing with me on the commercial there. It's more brief than me trying to ramble on and describe it. All right, let's continue, shall we? Here's another one. I don't know if you guys saw this recently, but there's some nutty stuff going on on the internet, on the interwebs, right? Check this out. This is from Forbes, which has locked me out, so I had to take the archive version. But a mysterious cyber attack is completely erasing Western Digital MyBook Live drives. Does anybody have one of these drives? If you do, unplug it immediately. Unless you're probably already screwed. But here we go. For years, Western Digital's cloud-connected MyBook Live hard drives had been trusted by millions to back up and share their important files. This week, however, MyBook Live and Live Duo owners around the globe have been waking up to find their devices have been completely erased. I would be pissed. I'd be pissed. It's a nightmarish scenario. Devices like the MyBook line can hold multiple terabytes of photos, videos, and documents. That's years and years of family photos or important personal or business documents with little hope of recovery, right? So, of course, even though you have a backup, you should consider a backup of a backup, because this is the type of shit that happens, right? So, not only that, this is not like a glitch. This seems to be a malicious cyber attack of sorts, actually exploiting a weakness in the MyBook line here. So, here we go. Victimized owners also noticed that the passwords they chose to secure their MyBook Live no longer worked. While they attempted to log into their device's administration webpage, they were greeted with an invalid password error. Western Digital's default admin password did not work either. As the week went on, more reports of devices being wiped began to pop up on Western Digital's community forums. Some users began sharing log files from their devices and discovered something shocking. Their MyBook Live and Live Duo units had received a factory reset command. None of these users wanted to restore their drives to factory settings. So what happened? Yep, that's right. So Western Digital actually issued a bulletin regarding this, and recommended security measures for there you go. Western Digital, this is PR. I'm not going to read their crappy PR, but there's their crappy statement if you want to read it and see what the hell's going on with this. But so clearly there was some sort of like actual cyber attack with this, like actually some exploit where they were able to log into these online backup drives and issue the factory reset command. And so, people lost all of their shit. It's gone. There's no getting this stuff back, right? What's up, Two-Ply says, why does no one talk about the deer population getting ravaged by fungus? That's a good one. I don't know. Share the link and we'll talk about it next time. Or if you want to pull it up, we can add it to this one right now. So here we go. So anyway, you get the point here. There's a lot of really weird shit going on out there. With hacks, we talked about the pipeline hack and then that weird food shortage thing with the meat company being attacked by a ransomware, and now this, right? So this is probably small in terms of those things, but it's no consolation to the people that have a drive like this and lost all their freaking data, right? That sucks. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of this other than it's awful, and this is the world we live in, guys. This is it. This is it. Let's see. Catching up with the chat. What's up? It's Tiffy says, I live in Vegas. All right. Well, howdy, neighbor. Welcome, neighbor. All right. So here's the deal. Let's continue, shall we? This is from livescience.com. And being a news show here, we're going to just keep on trucking with the news. But we are taking your calls if you want to be part of the show. Let's see. Anybody in the Discord? I don't see anybody there. If you want to be on the show with the Discord, just jump in the caller queue and we'll bring you on the show. And nobody on the phone line. Phone line is there. 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link and let's keep on rolling. All right. The dinosaurs, this is from Live Science, the dinosaurs were likely doomed before the asteroid struck. Oh, isn't that terrible? So extinction rates were outpacing evolution of new species. Dinosaurs were facing a crisis even before the asteroid hit, with extinctions outpacing the emergence of new species, a situation that made them particularly prone to extinction, a new study suggests. Researchers looked at the evolutionary trends of 6 major dinosaur groups, finding that both herbivorous and carnivorous dinosaurs were in decline for about 10 million years before the mass extinction 66 million years ago at the end of the Cretaceous period. Quote, we find that the diversity of dinosaurs declined from 76 million years ago. Study lead researcher Fabien Condamine, a research scientist at the French National Center for Scientific Research and the Institute of Evolutionary Science at Montpellier in France, told Live Science in an email. So the paper is the latest of a slew of studies tackling the question of whether dinosaurs were doing badly before the space rock hit and ultimately wiped them out. So, interestingly, I don't think it mattered to the dinosaurs. I mean, the end result is the same anyway. What's up, Matt? Do I have a backup? I do. I have multiple backups because I'm a paranoid asshole. But so if one of my drives goes, I've still got all the things I use. So you have to get me more than just that. So there you go. If you're trying to get me, you got to work a little harder. But I'm not. That's not a challenge, by the way. That's not a challenge. So this is interesting to note that that we're talking about a species extinction rate over 10 million years, right? And we have our climate crisis, which means by next year it's the end of the world as we know it, and everybody's going to be underwater, right, with the rest of this. So I don't know. This is a nice little study here. I thought it was important to note because, well, it's a theory I haven't heard before. And is this a conspiracy of the dinosaurs, a conspiracy of the Cretaceous, or was it just an asteroid that took them down when it hit the Chicxulub crater? Yeah. All right. So anyway, there we go. There's more news. Again, we're doing this live. If you want to be part of the show, let's take a quick break. Actually, if you're listening to this show live, you'll like the breaks because they're super fast. This is Troubled Minds News. I'm Michael Strange. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. All right, welcome back to Troubled Minds News, and let's keep on trucking here. We've got this. Now, this is from CBSNews.com. Richard Branson, right? More billionaire assholes. This guy, he's doing this. He's going to try and beat Jeff Bezos to the moon. Or, sorry, not to the moon. That's Dogecoin. He's going to try and beat Jeff Bezos into space. So Richard Branson will fly into space on July 11th, beating rival Jeff Bezos by 9 days. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the stupid game that billionaires play. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. Like, oh, well, I'm going to be the first one into space. No, I'm going to be the first one into space. I wouldn't be surprised now if they tried to get Bezos into space faster. I mean, this is just dumb. This is really... Does anybody really care? Anyway, let's read some of the article. Richard Branson, the billionaire founder of Virgin Galactic, will fly into space aboard his company's VSS Unity rocket plane on July 11th for an up-and-down test flight, beating Amazon founder and rival Jeff Bezos into suborbital space by 9 days. Now, let me ask you a question, guys. If it's suborbital space, is it space at all? Is it space at all? Yeah. Well, I think that's a valid question in my mind. So anyway, so not only are we racing to get the first billionaire into space, now we're actually calling space suborbital these days. So I don't know. Is this news or is this not news? You tell me. Here we go. The announcement from Virgin came just a few hours before Bezos announced that aviation pioneer Wally Funk will be joining him, his brother Mark, and a yet-to-be-named winner of an online auction for blastoff July 20th aboard his company's New Shepard spacecraft. That's Bezos. Both Virgin Galactic and Bezos' Blue Origin are competing head-to-head in the emerging space tourism marketplace, both offering short rides just above the discernible atmosphere for a few minutes of weightlessness and spectacular views before returning to Earth. There it is. The just above the discernible atmosphere for a few minutes of weightlessness. So I guess maybe it is space. Barely space, but whatever. I'm not even sure how great is this, other than it seems like these stupid rivalries of these stupid billionaires, and they're doing their thing. So whatever. Shrug your shoulders and good luck. Don't die in space. How about that? Vicky says, well, we still will get rid of them both of them. Yeah, I mean, let's not wish ill on anybody, because I think that has a way of coming back to us. So, but yeah, I mean, I've seen people. There's an actual petition going around to not allow Jeff Bezos back into Earth after he's left. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. There's a lot of this hatred for capitalism and billionaires because, well, these billionaires are not really the nicest people. So yeah. Anyway, just something to pay attention to as the space race between the jerk-off billionaires. All right, let's go. This is from Salon.com, another quality outfit. We talked about this particular thing on Monday when we did the news show on Monday. Speaking of Monday, we've got an announcement to make, which is coming. I'll tell you at the end of the show here. But okay, so not everyone from Salon, not everyone is convinced Dragon Man is a new species of archaic human. Now, we talked about this on Monday and on the news show then, and it turns out that, well, I guess it's still we're still trying to figure out what's going on. But first they said this was a new class of human being, right, that kind of lived alongside Neanderthals or whatever else way back in the day. But they were calling it Dragon Man, right? And this was there was a skull that had been plucked up and saved for a number of years in China, and it just recently resurfaced, and you can see how some of the bone structures of the eyeballs are a little bit more pronounced instead of an oval or circular sort of way, more of like a rectangular sort of way. So it made a big deal. The people were freaking out about this, and here we go. Anyway, 85 years ago, a man working at a construction site discovered the skull in northeast China, which was occupied by Japan at the time. Instead of handing it over to Japanese scientists, he hid it in a well for decades and never mentioned it to anyone. Before his death in 2018, the man, whose name has been withheld by his family, alerted his family about the fossil. They immediately donated it to the geoscience Science Museum of Hebei, GEO University for study. The man had no idea that his discovery of what is now known as the Harbin cranium would change history. Scientists involved in analyses of the Harbin cranium believe it to belong to a new species of ancient human dubbed Homo longi, Longi, longi maybe. The news, which broke on June 25th, followed multiple analyses of the skull belonging to so-called Dragon Man, the nickname given to the man in honor of the Dragon River region in northeast China where his skull was discovered. So in a series of 3 research papers now by the Innovation, researchers explain that the skull is likely to be a new ancient human species because it possesses anatomical features not previously found in other species of hominin. Now, notably, of course, like many scientific discoveries, there's going to be some contention here. So we'll see. We'll see if this actually is a new species of humanoids or if it's not. I mean, it just depends on who you ask at this point. They're still doing their studies on it. But I thought it was important to note that we did talk about it on Monday, and here we are Friday, just within the same week. Now we have an article and scientists refuting the fact that this may be actually a new species. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on this as it develops. As always, we'll try and pay attention to these things and follow up. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Dragon Man may not be Dragon Man after all. I guess we'll find out. We are doing this live. If you want to be part of the show, it's 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. Go to troubledminds.org and click the Discord link, and you can join the show that way as well. Let's see. All right. What else do we got? What else? Time-wise, we're good. Everything looks good. All right, let's keep on trucking. Now we follow Life on Mars news pretty closely because, well, it is a conspiracy show after all. And over the past, I think it's been about a year and a half, there's been this methane mystery on Mars, where methane is one of those elements that if it arrives, it's largely attributed to life. They talk about methane here on Earth, and it's methane from the cow's bungholes, right? It's kind of like that methane. You know what I'm saying? That kind of methane. But methane on Mars is actually not specifically. Well, it might be. I mean, so there's some weird things that happen with the methane on Mars, right? First, again, it could be a precursor or a signature of life forms, right? Maybe microbes and underneath the surface or something emitting this methane. And they've been measuring this, and it's been a little bit baffling because it seems to be seasonal. It seems to come and go in particular times, and it seems to be enough of it that they can't account for it in abiotic ways, which would be, of course, like some sort of reaction with the rock and water or other minerals, right? So anyway, they think they've got to the bottom of this, and it may not be life after all, which is a little bit disappointing. But again, it's just one study, and they thought they figured this out. What's up, guys? I see in the chat. How is everybody? Thanks for showing up. So now, methane on Mars. All right. So here's the thing. Some aspects. This is straight from the article from space.com. Linked it in the chat if you want to check out the article. Since landing inside the red planet's Gale crater in 2012, NASA's Curiosity rover has repeatedly detected methane, a background level of less than 0.5 parts per billion molecules of air, with some puzzling surges up to 20 parts per billion. Those measurements made with the Tunable Laser Spectrometer, the TLS instrument, in Curiosity's sample analysis at Mars Chemistry Lab are intriguing astrobiologists because methane is a possible biosignature gas, they call it. The vast majority of methane in Earth's air, after all, is generated by microbes. The gas can also be produced abiotically, however, via the interaction of hot water with certain types of rock, for example. So, scientists still aren't sure where the Martian methane is coming from, and there has been an additional complication in their interpretation of the data as well. So the complication is the non-detection of methane higher up in the atmosphere by the European Space Agency's Trace Gas Orbiter, part of the European-Russian ExoMars exploration program. As its name suggests, TGO, the Trace Gas Orbiter, was designed to sniff out low-abundance gases, methane chief among them. quote, when the Trace Gas Orbiter came on board in 2016, I was fully expecting the orbiter team to report that there's a small amount of methane everywhere on Mars, TLS scientist Chris Webster, who's based in the NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, said in a statement. But when the European team announced that it saw no methane, I was definitely shocked. So what they're saying here is it might be one of those collection bias sort of things where they essentially when they turn off the rover for the night, that's when they're trying to detect the methane, and that's when they're getting traces of this. So what they're actually expecting now is they've tested it in the daytime, and they think that it's seeping out in the daytime, and then they're detecting it at night, and so it's in this cycle where it's a kind of a bias of when they test for methane samples. So then they tested in the daytime, and there was nothing. No actual notable actual methane on Mars. So it depends on the time they measure. So again, more intrigue to the mystery here, but they think that this is what's happening. It still doesn't explain exactly where the methane is coming from. It could be something like it still could be life. It still could be abiotic with something with the water and the rocks or whatever. But anyway, notably, we'll keep an eye on this as it develops. But this is brand new. This is from today or yesterday. So as you know, we like to do piping hot news here. What's up, guys? I see you in the chat. Thanks for showing up. Everybody out there lurking. What's up? Axel says, I saw something is destroying the methane faster than normal. It could be life. There are methane-eating microbes on Earth. And yeah, so again, like I said, the jury's still out on this. I don't know what this could be, but it is, they seem to have noted a collection bias of the times they've been checking this. And so it could be part of the mystery of what the hell's actually going on. So hopefully they're closer to solving this, but it doesn't rule out life on Mars yet, but they're still trying to rule out life on Mars or the other way around, as it were. All right, let's continue, shall we? If anybody's been paying attention, it's the 100-year anniversary of the Chinese Communist Party. All right. This is from Fox News, which of course is the fantastic news source. But here we go. I thought this was interesting. Experts sound alarm over American media's celebratory tone of Chinese Communist Party's 100-year anniversary. Quote, we've got a media which is not patriotic by any means at a time when our society is at grave risk, says Gordon Chang. Yeah. So, I mean, so, some of the stuff that came out of this speech by Xi Jinping, of course, the leader, fearless leader of China here, was some hyperbolic. Of course, it was acting like China's strong and nobody can push China around, and saying things like this. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, like every leader in the world does that stuff. But it is interesting to note that we followed this pretty closely with LeBron James defending China with the NBA thing, with many people out there really kind of ignoring the human rights abuses that happen in China. If you look up executions, by the way, even though those numbers aren't publicly available, Human Rights Watch estimates China has over 1,000 executions per year, and nobody else is even close. So I mean, the extrajudicial stuff that happens over there, the extradition from Hong Kong, there's a lot of really dirty shit that goes down in China, and it's not even again, people ignore it, right? Because there's so much money that comes out of the economic powerhouse that is China. So I just thought it was interesting that here we go, Fox News kind of crapping on China a little bit, and not just that, about the American media that gives them a pass, lets them get away with it. So I think that's the interesting part here, is that I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think that, for instance, here we go, the fawning coverage of the CCP has been responsible for countless human rights abuses and killings, is the latest in a pattern of, here you go, liberal media and tech giants using power and platforms to shape narratives that paint China in a positive light while suppressing information like the coronavirus lab leak theory and downplaying brutal treatment of Uyghur Muslims. Now, remember also that now that it has a name, the coronavirus lab leak theory, we were talking about this long before it was even okay to talk about it. And, well, now it's got a name. It's official and it's all good. It's all fine and well. But you see how the media works and how how they defend things when they probably shouldn't be, and it's all a bunch of BS. But yeah, that's what we're doing tonight and today. Sorry, and talking about this, and it's the news. This is the news and Troubled Minds News. I'm Michael Strange, and we're just kicking it. This is live. We got a few minutes left. If you want to be part of the show, comments on any of this stuff, 702-957-1037. You can join the show by going to troubledminds.org and clicking the Discord link, and there you go. All right, here we go. So this is let's continue, shall we? Let's keep on trucking. This is from ARS Technica, and as always, linking my sources in the chat so you can follow up on me. See, I'm not making this shit up. Here we go. Thinking about selling your Echo Dot or any IoT device, which would be Internet of Things? Read this first. Yeah. Yep. You guessed it. It's almost impossible to delete, to wipe your these devices, right? So here we go. NAND is usually organized in planes, blocks, and pages. This design allows for a limited number of erase cycles to extend the life of the chip. Blocks storing deleted data are often invalidated rather than wiped. True deletions usually happen only when most of the pages are in a block are invalidated. This process is known as wear leveling. Researchers from Northeastern University bought 86 used devices on eBay. These actual Echo Dots, right? 86 used devices on eBay and flea markets over a span of 16 months. They first examined the purchased devices to see which ones had been factory reset and which hadn't. To their surprise, 61% of them had not been reset. There you go, guys. If you're selling this shit on eBay, you're not resetting it, but what the hell are you doing? You may as well just be mailing out your social security numbers to everybody. But in any case, 61% of them had not been reset. Without a reset, recovering the previous owner's Wi-Fi passwords, router MAC address, Amazon account credentials, and information about connected devices was a relatively easy process. The next surprise came when the researchers disassembled the devices and forensically examined the contents stored in their memory. Quote, an adversary with physical access to such devices can retrieve sensitive information using Wi-Fi credentials, the physical location of previous owners, and cyber physical devices, cameras, doors, locks, etc. The researchers wrote in a research paper. We show that such information, including all previous passwords and tokens, remains on the flash memory even after a factory reset. Even after a factory reset. You hear this? You hear this, people? Yeah. I'm not saying you should throw it in a lake, but you see what I'm saying. Yeah, you should probably not sell your Echo Dot on eBay. And this is bad, right? This is kind of bad. There you go. Helena says it right. Sneaky, spying little shit bots. And that's exactly what these things are. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to have one in my house. And if you choose to, at least please don't sell it on eBay, because you're just basically giving away all your data. As it's described here, that a factory reset doesn't even wipe the things it should be wiping. Yeah, there you go. Vicky says, so destroy it. Yeah, you should probably destroy it before you plug it in. That's my best advice. Dispose of it in a responsible manner. Let's say that. All right. Anyway, let's go. So as we know, Bill Cosby was released from prison in a WTF turnabout of like Axel suggested, making sweetheart deals with prosecutors for rich people. But in any case, now this is from the dailymail.co.uk. Now Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer says she should be freed in wake of Cosby's release because a prosecutor promised Epstein that she wouldn't be charged. Oh snap. Now, this is right. Is this like dirty deals between prosecutors and rich people? Is that what's going on here? What's happening? I don't know. So anyway, Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney claims she should be let out of jail because Bill Cosby has been freed, claiming prosecutors promised not to charge her when they gave Jeffrey Epstein a sweetheart deal in 2010. If you guys remember, Epstein was actually busted for his love of children and exploiting them and doing worse than that. So he spent some time in a not really jail. It was like home jail of sorts, whatever that's called. So he was allowed to continue doing whatever the hell he was doing, and that was his smack on the hand, right? So there are some double jeopardy considerations here, and if they did make a deal that she wouldn't be touched initially, then maybe there's something to this. But again, it's sick that these rich people, these elites, get these sweetheart deals with the powers that be. So if this is really what's going to go on, and they're going to let her go, holy shit, right? Like, holy shit, this is crazy stuff. So anyway, Cosby was freed on Wednesday because of a promise a prosecutor made in 2005 that he would not be charged. He went on to incriminate himself in a civil case, and another prosecutor years later used those remarks to charge him. Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled on Wednesday that it was unconstitutional and that he had not thought he was beyond reproach. He wouldn't have made the incriminating remarks. Okay. Writing for the New York Daily News, Maxwell's appellate lawyer David Oscar Marcus said prosecutors in New York should never have gone after her because years earlier, a different prosecutor in Florida promised Epstein in a deal that he wouldn't charge his co-conspirators. And there it is. Co-conspirators, Ghislaine Maxwell, Bill Cosby. That's the world we live in. That's the world we live in. If they let her go, holy shit, right? Like this is literally the upside down. The call it the end of the world as we know it, because all you got to do is have money and make some deals with prosecutors, and bam, you're out on these ridiculous technicalities, right? Dark Devious has a good point, says they don't get the same treatment, special prisons and the same thing and all the rest of that, and that is completely true. So I don't know, this is kind of crap if this is what it turns into. And here's that archive again of the bizarre McAfee tale, if you guys want to check out his website that came up and then went down after 2 days. The contingency plan activated. I don't know, weird stuff here with all of this, but that's why we do this. That's why we get together and talk about the news, because, well, guess what? You're not going to hear the news read this way on MSNBC or Fox News, because, well, you know why. You know why. Propagandists through and through. All right, so let's finish this up. We are done for today. The announcement is we're going to add a 4th day of Troubled Minds on Monday. So we're going to do, starting next week, we will do at 7 p.m. Pacific, the normal time, and instead of doing the news show, we might do news shows too. I haven't decided yet. I'm trying not to burn the candle at both ends, but ideally I'm hoping to do news and the Troubled Mind show on Monday nights. So what we're going to do is we'll do Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, to make it more like a real radio show that's on pretty much most of the week. And notably, we could even add Friday if you guys want to do that. I was thinking of doing like Friday as like a kind of a free-for-all type show where it's just a kind of open caller night type of thing. But if we don't get enough callers for that, then there's no point. So I'll gauge the interest, and if you guys think that we're going to be doing something like that, maybe we'll add Friday with some open line night and with open lines, conspiracy news, or whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. We could do that as well. So no Friday just yet, but for sure we're going to do Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific for Troubled Minds. And there we go. So that's what's going on. That's the announcement. And yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I wish I could just do 5 days a week on both of these shows, but it's a fuck ton of work, guys. It's so much work. So we'll see. We'll see if it sticks. I'm trying to make it make sense. Have a nice balance of me not falling out because I work too hard. But yeah. So that's the announcement. That's what's going on. And there you go. 40s AM. As long as you don't burn out and forget the Twitch show. Yeah. We'll do Twitch. We'll do Twitch for sure. Okay. So for sure we'll continue doing Twitch on Fridays. Maybe I'll add Mondays or something. We'll see. Maybe we'll move it to Sunday so I don't have two on the same day. I don't know. We'll figure something out. So stay tuned on the schedule for the Twitch. I'm gonna still try and keep that up and do the same. At least we'll do 1 day a week, maybe two. We'll see. Anyway, so there's the announcement, and that's what's going on. That's what we have planned. So starting tomorrow. Wait, not tomorrow. Sorry, Monday. what What day is it? Holy shit! It's Friday. Starting this coming Monday, we will do a fourth day of Troubled Minds, and there you go. All right, so let's say thank you. Thank you to the folks that have subbed up to the channel. Thank you to the folks that have supported the show through Patreon or by subbing up on Twitch here. Stinky Carnival, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I was looking for your Discord to add you to the there's a Discord bonus content place. If you want to send me a message on our Discord, I can add you to that. And who else? Not the golf channel, if that individual's out there as well. I was looking for you guys. And thank you again for the raid, Stinky Carnival. Good stuff. I appreciate that. All right. So we got a phone call. Let's take this phone call, and then we'll play the outro and say thank you to the folks who have subbed up. Let's go to whoever this is. We got a phone call. You're on Troubled Minds News with Mike. Hello, are you there? It's not working. Why is this not working? No, should be fine. Nope. All right, it hung up. That's why. It hung up. Okay, it's somebody from California. Anyway, so if you want to call back, go ahead and call back, and I'll wait just a minute or two. Yeah. So please join the Discord, and there's some bonus content. There's a bonus show in there. I'll try and do another bonus show coming up here in coming days. But yeah. So there you go. Please just let me know. Send me a message with your Discord, and I'll add you. There's only two people I'm missing: you and Not the Golf Channel, I think. And if I've missed anybody else, let me know, and I will add you to that channel as well. So there we go. There's the good stuff. Got a new video I'm working on too, which will also go in there first. You guys can see that stuff first before it goes into all the rest of it. I see you there. I see you on the Discord, Stinky. Thank you. I'll add you to the list. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna wait for this phone call. Wait for the phone call. Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. So let's do it. Let's say thank you. If we have to interrupt this because the phone call, we'll do that. But here we go. This is a thank you to all the folks who have subbed up to the channel. Again, either Patreon or Twitch here, or both. Thank you again, 40s AM, for dropping a whole bunch of gift subs when you showed up today. Thank you so much for that. Like I said, I appreciate it, guys. You guys are making it worth doing by sending a few bucks here and there. I appreciate it a lot. And all of the people who have subbed up. So here we go. Let's say thank you and smash the button and go. Here it is. Thank you to these folks. First, the Twitch subs. And your own Star Wars crawl. Here we go. That's right. A huge thank you to all of our amazing supporters. Join the list today. What's up, Large Marge? We're still live. We're done, though. We're finishing up. Twitch subs. Thank you to AJ Dare, Alien Nichan, Dark Devious, 40s AM, iDant. What's up, Johnson? J Up. How are you? Jay from New York, Noble Kal-El, Monochromatic, what's up, Bailey? Not the Golf Channel, still don't know who that is on Discord, Quint67, Stinky Carnival, Super Vike 1, Satan Claus, and the Patreon supporters: Johnson, Alien Nichan, Axel Steele, Dark Devious, Dwayne Dibley, Hell21, J Up, Matt Sal, and last but not least, Twigs. There you go. As we finish, thank you again for supporting the show. Thanks for spending your time with us. Like I always say, I know you could be doing a million other things right now, and you're spending your time with us. So thank you for that. Like I said, you make my world go round, and you make this easy to do. Thank you. We will see you on Monday. Troubled Minds, 7 p.m. Remember, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 nights a week now. And thanks again for hanging out with us. Have a fantastic weekend. And there we go. All right. For now, Michael Strange out. Have a great one, guys. We'll see you on Monday evening, 7 p.m. for Troubled Minds. Oh yeah, happy America weekend. Happy 4th of July. That's right. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day, or maybe Sunday. All right, take it easy, guys. Catch you later.